You're listening to the Trusting the God of the Gospel podcast, created to help parents disciple their adopted or foster teenagers. Here are your hosts, ArthurCWoods and Elizabeth Joy Woods.
Well, hey, are you the parent of an adopted or foster teenager? If you are, great. I think you're in the right place. My name is ArthurCWoods, and this is the Trusting the God of the Gospel podcast. This is episode 00. That's right. We're giving this one the number 00, since it's really more like a quick little trailer to let you know what the podcast is going to be about. Have you ever wondered what your adopted or foster teenager believes about God? What about Jesus? About the Bible? About faith? Maybe you have asked them and you didn't really get a clear answer. Or maybe their answer was very clear, but you were maybe a little disappointed by their response. You know, it can be hard to talk to teenagers about God, especially those who have been adopted or live in foster care. But as believers, perhaps our top calling is to make disciples of Jesus Christ among our own family, among our own children. And it can be tough. I mean, really tough, but we're here to help. The discipleship needs of teenagers are really very unique. And discipleship needs of adopted and foster teenagers, that's even more unique. How do you talk to these kids about God and the gospel while also keeping in mind the great loss they have experienced by no longer living with their biological parents? And then you add the trauma that so many of these kids have gone through, the neglect, the abuse, the loss, the abandonment. How can we help these kids learn to trust the God of the gospel in light of their past experiences? You know, that's what we want to talk about here on this podcast. Each episode, I'll be joined by my wife, Elizabeth Joy Woods, and together we'll seek to equip you as parents to help you disciple your adopted and foster teenagers. We are so excited to take this journey with you. Would you just take a second, subscribe to this podcast so that you don't miss our premiere episode coming up really soon. Thanks for listening. Would you tell a friend? And we'll see you next time on the Trusting the God of the Gospel podcast.
Today's episode was brought to you by the Trusting the God of the Gospel video series. For more information on this powerful discipleship resource for adopted and foster teenagers, visit trustingthegodofthegospel.com/shop. If you found today's content valuable, leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to this podcast. And don't forget to subscribe. For more information on your hosts, Arthur and Elizabeth, please visit them at ArthurCWoods.com or ElizabethJoyWoods.com. Thanks for listening to the Trusting the God of the Gospel podcast.